So you want B-roll for your video, maybe something like this or this, and you want it to have your likeness, which is super important so it doesn't look like some dodgy stock footage. You can now do things like that inside of Gemini directly, but I'm going to suggest a better way to do it so that you don't get stuck at only like 2 generations. And by the way, if you're interested in making more videos faster, then you can go and check out YouTube Assistants. It's your entire workflow in one tool. First of all, you add in your channels that you think are your competitors. AI will even do it for you here, and it will give you trending topics across all of the videos that they're making. You can then click on these and go and research them, and then turn it into a script using your own voice, or write it in the voice of your favourite YouTuber. And finally, you can package all of this up inside of YouTube Systems. You get a title, a description, timestamps, and even thumbnails as well that you can just come and take. So go check out YouTube Systems in the description below. They are my SaaS, so go check them out. Let me know what you think. You can get started completely for free. So we're going to use Veo 3.1. That is gold standard. Now you could use Kling or Sora 2 or whatever you want. I say just go Veo 3.1. It is the best right now. So all you have to do is come to gemini.google.com, add your picture and a prompt. Now the problem with running it here though, and don't worry, we'll get into the prompt and the actual cost in a minute, but the problem here is you can only make 2 videos like this, and it also gives you this little Veo at the bottom, which is not ideal, but there's a way to get rid of that very easily. Here, it will only create 2 of these generations, and then you have to wait like 36 hours. That's a day and a half. And if you're like me, making this video, which is what, 13, 14 minutes long, I'm wanting like 10 or more bits of B-roll, you know. So how do I get all of these B-roll without actually having to like make new accounts and stuff? Well, you can use, I'm trying to find another bit of B-roll. You can use, because I'm also using motion graphics as well, which I've created completely using AI, and just let AI do it for me. If you want a video about that, let me know in the comments below. It's super easy. But anyway, so this here we can use instead a provider like Fal. Now Fal AI, think about it essentially as an all-in-one platform for anything you can generate. So that's image, videos, etc., music, as you can see here. So best image editing models, let me see, Veo 3.1, Sora 2, you can try that one, Marquee, so Kling, I don't know why it's called Marquee, whatever, right? And today we're going to use Veo 3.1 because it's the best, it's the latest. And for this one, you want to do, you can do image to video or reference to video. I've been using reference to video. Now, for here, here's an example of how it works. You just give it a prompt, then you give it some pictures, and then it can add them all together like this, which is amazing. Now, if you drop down more, we can actually change some settings here. So we don't want vertical, or maybe you do. But you can change it here from 16:9 or 9:16. Now I'm pretty sure 16:9 is long, 9:16 that way, right? I think. Duration, you can only actually do 8 seconds that I've found on here. Resolution, never go 720, and I'll show you why in a minute. Always go 1080p. And generating audio will cost you more money. And if you don't need audio because you're using it as B-roll, switch that off and save yourself a little bit of money. Because here, if you want to know the pricing for Fal, you can come down to the bottom here and you get this big spiel, which is a bit of a nightmare for someone like me to read. It should just give me an estimated cost for here. But in any case, for every second, you'll be charged 20 cents without audio or 40 with. So if you want audio, it'll be double the price. So if you do 8 seconds at 20 cents, it'll be $1.60, which for me is like just over £1. So, you know, it could be totally worth it for you, especially if you're running and making videos, YouTube videos, to run your business, or they are your business, then it's totally worth it, in my opinion. So you can run that and it'll work. Let me show you an example here and a couple of hints to make it better. So first thing, actually you can see this Veo down at the bottom right here? That's gone when you use a generator like Fal. Now you can also use somewhere like Higgsfield as well, which can be good, but Fal's fine here. So we can generate a video like this. Simple prompt, cinematic office, walk out, blah blah blah, add a picture of yourself, then make sure the settings are correct, no generate audio, and boom, this is the result, me walking through. But you can see here, look at this face, look how dodgy it looks, and then suddenly it looks really quite good. Now why? That's because AI can't really do face from a distance. So what you want to do is you want to focus on shots that don't have a face at a distance, right? Let me see, this is me trying to do it again. Medium cinematic I have written, so I'm trying to test out some different shots. We open this one up, still doesn't look too good. But if you actually check out like an overhead one, for example, this looks so much better because you don't have to worry about the face. But then even some face ones are good if they're really up close. Like I'd shown you here, let me see, where is it? Oh, I think that one's actually pretty good, it's just not a very dynamic shot. And then this one's good, and that one I think is really good as well, because it's a close-up one. You can't actually see my face just there, but it does turn round, and it looks really quite good, I think. Look, I think that's pretty good. It's as simple as that to make these. Now, the reason I was saying not to use 720p, and also just an idea maybe why not to do Veo 3 and use Veo 3.1, is I have here an Atlas Cloud account. They're basically the same kind of thing for video and image, and sometimes they're actually really quite a bit cheaper. So go and check out Atlas Cloud as well. All the links will be in the description here of the video. But I've given the exact same prompt as here, and wait, this one's 1080p as well. 1080p half the time, so I can try and actually get it faster, because you can do half the time for Veo 3, but it's 3.1 you can't. But I mean, look at the quality here versus the quality here. Like, this is just 100 times better for B-roll. And it does have my likeness, which is more what we're focused on here. We don't really care if people think it looks like AI. It's just this idea that it's more engaging. B-roll is supposed to just be for engagement, for captivation. And so if you can captivate people's attention, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's kind of the thing. So it's literally that simple. And if you don't know what to do about it, shots and stuff, just Google, just like different shots. And then boom, there you go. You can just add these into your prompts. That's probably a better one. You can add these into your prompts. So like you could ask for a low angle, or you could whatever it may be, because you don't want to ask just for like cinematic, because then it will try and do you zoomed out and you can't see yourself and stuff. And then also another quick thing I wanted to mention is I was saying about like these motion graphics that I've made. Well, also the way that I've done this video, I'm thinking of trying to figure out how we can actually make this some proper system, is that I got AI to turn my video into a transcript and then to generate the B-roll and the visuals and motion graphics on its own, and this is what it's come up with. And it's gone away and it's actually made them and instructed me how to make the others so that we could put this video together without me having to actually do any of the editing other than just put the clips together, which is amazing. Because I also use Descript for the actual like editing of the video, all using AI, so it makes it so much faster. So anyway, I hope you did enjoy the video. Quick shout out to YouTube or Systems AI, which is my own SaaS, your entire YouTube workflow in a single tool. Now, you go on, you track a bunch of channels, your competitor channels, and it will give you trending topics based on these people here. And now if you're interested, so I hope you liked the video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.